Hello, everyone. Welcome to This Day. It is Saturday, November 23rd. I am Michael Taylor. Are you getting ready for Thanksgiving? Are folks coming into town? Are you heading out of town? I'm going to be one of those guys at the airport heading out of town, actually going to Mexico with family for Thanksgiving fun down there. Looking forward to that, but I'm not looking forward to the airports. I know how much of a crush it can be. You just got to get through it. I hope you're going to be staying put, nice and safe, have family coming and visiting. And thanks for watching us today. On our show today, we've got a great one for you, so I'm glad you're here. Irvine Barclay is going to be hosting the Brown family, the five pianists. Gregory Brown, I got to talk to him on a Zoom earlier, and we're going to play that for you. He's really an interesting guy. You guys are going to want to watch this interview. Really fascinating musician, and their dynamic in their family is they have some funny stuff. He told me some funny stories today, so that's going to be fun too. So I look forward to that. And then the Old Pros are going to be here. They got some great shows coming up. Carol Glenn and Linda Lawson will be here talking to Bree about what they have going on with the Old Pros. Hey, we want you to keep you informed, and we've got some news for you. Like I said, I'll be in Mexico on Thanksgiving, so I'm not going to be here, and nobody at This Day is going to be here. We're going to have a nice couple days off here, and for your entertainment, we are going to have some movies for you instead of This Day. On the Thursday of Thanksgiving, we have The Apartment lined up for the morning, and Dragnet, that's a fun comedy that's going to be around 12:30 hour, and Florence Foster Jenkins is the movie for 5 p.m. on Thanksgiving Day. And then on Friday, we got About Schmidt. That's a real good classic one with Jack Nicholson. Book Club, and then Tea with Dames. So enjoy those movies while the This Day crew takes a well-earned rest and vacation as well. Let's check our weather before we get into the show here. And we've got some wonderful temperatures, nice and cool. This is definitely fall-like. It's starting to feel like Thanksgiving. You know, we have these cold overnights, and we have nice days in the 60s. We do have that chance of rain coming up, really today, tomorrow, and Monday, all with a chance of showers. But Monday's our best chance, around 40% for Monday. But don't be surprised if we get some sprinkles here and there, especially starting overnight on Sunday. So a great week, nice weather, and nice and fall-like. Let's take a look at our sunrise and our sunset, and we've got a beautiful picture here from Alan Clark. Thank you, Alan, always sending us great shots. Look at that bougainvillea. We got some flowers in the foreground. American flag. He always gets that American flag in there somehow. I love that about Alan. All right, sunrise this morning was 6:30. Sunset tonight is going to be 4:44. If you'd like to send us a picture like Alan did of right here in the residence, or when you're out and about town or on vacation, I'll bring back some pictures from Mexico. Maybe I'll share some of those with you guys. Okay, when we come back, my conversation with Gregory Brown, the famous piano playing family. They're going to be at the Irvine Barclay, so stay tuned for that conversation. That's up next. Welcome back to This Day, and we are here with one of the Brown family members. It's Gregory Brown. Gregory, thanks for coming to the program. You guys have a big show coming up at the Barclay Theater that's going to be on December 1st. We're going to talk about that, but kind of tell me the origin of your family musical concerts and this whole thing that you guys have been doing.
Yeah, it's sort of crazy how it all got started. Each of my siblings and I started playing the piano at age 3. The oldest, Desiree, obviously was first, and then it just sort of went down the line from there. We're very close in age. There are only 6.5 years between the five of us, and we took it pretty seriously from an early age. Eventually ended up going on to study at the Juilliard School in New York. We were all there at the same time, which was fun. We got to go to class with each other and stuff. And then, the inevitable questions after or around college time come, what am I going to do next?
Mhm.
Can we make a career out of this? And, we decided to just pool our efforts, see if we could give it a go with playing music on five pianos together, which is a little wild.
Well, and okay, so help me understand this. Like when you're a kid and you see your what I don't know who's the oldest, one of your older siblings playing that. Are you drawn to it, or was it one of those things where like I don't really want to do this, but everybody's doing this, and my mom's making me take piano lessons? What did you kind of get that from anybody? What anybody like? No, this isn't for me, and but okay, I'll go.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both sides. No kid always wants to practice. There's going to need to be, some parental guidance in that. But I do remember actually my very first memory. I must have been two because I had not yet started playing the piano. And I remember sitting in the living room listening to my older sisters, the two of them practicing piano and thinking how excited I was to turn three because then I was going to be able to play piano like them. So, a little bit of both worlds, right?
A little bit of rivalry, a little bit of excitement about that kind of thing.
That's right.
Okay, so most people, when they grow up with their family, then they go to college and then they have their own life together and they don't see their siblings much. There's got to be some serious challenges for you guys with like never being apart or almost never being apart. You work together, you travel together, you do those things. What's that like when it's not just like some random band members, but your family all the
There are certain challenges. We do know, you know, how to push each other's buttons if we really
time?
want to. We did learn pretty early on, though, in our career, that if we want this to kind of be a functional group, we have to like the most important thing is to stay kind to each other. And I think the upside to being in a family group is much higher than any downside because we really understand each other so well. And people find it hard to believe, but we really are each other's best friends. Sometimes it's hard to even get to rehearsal because we're just too busy catching up and chatting and having fun. So, those guys are awesome.
Now, I've never seen or never heard of, like five pianos on stage at once, all going. What is that experience like? What do people tell you that's like to hear and experience and just kind of be a part of?
Yeah, it's sort of like an orchestra of pianos, and a lot of the music that we play was originally composed for an orchestra. And so we have kind of reworked those pieces to fit the five pianos. It is a lot of sound.
It's a
Probably
wall of sound coming at you.
exactly. The five of us have to make sure that we're staying within balance, though, because like an orchestra has different qualities of sound with the different instruments. But since we're all on the same instrument, we have to make sure that if you're not the melody, you got to pull back a little bit so that someone else can come through.
So I'm going to take a leap of faith here and say you guys don't travel with your pianos from town to town, and they're set up. So, is there a challenge when you get to a new town and like they're all Steinways or this one's a Yamaha and this one isn't quite in tune to the way I like to play? Is it? Do you find that there's a different sound and a different kind of thing from different pianos? And is it kind of a learning curve every time you get to a new place and do a show?
It is. It's definitely it's always a learning curve. Fortunately, though, we are Steinway artists, which means that Steinway provides us with pianos wherever we go. And within the different makes of pianos, every instrument has a different sound, a different character. But even within the same make of piano, within Steinway, each instrument has a different character. And so, we have to kind of take some time to get used to the pianos. I feel bad for the piano tuners before each concert because it's hard enough to get one piano in tune with itself, but to get five in tune with each other is a nightmare.
So, oh, so they do have to like they're really on point with each other and that kind of thing. You don't like have like a baritone. I'm such a novice. Like a baritone piano where it's all the same exact. You want it to be as matched as possible.
Yep, exactly. So each of the pianos has to be perfectly in tune with each of the other pianos. Otherwise, it sounds a little wonky.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about the show. This is what we're here to talk about. You guys are going to be at Barclay on December 1st, and it's 50 fingers, five pianos. How did you guys come up with a Christmas show? Is this your first, or you've been doing these kind of for a while?
We try to do them a few of them every season. We really love the holiday time. That was our favorite time of year growing up and remains so now. And there's just so much fun music around the holidays. So we decided we would put together a program for a Christmas album that we made. And so we've been kind of touring around with a lot of the music from that Christmas album. Some kind of more classical type Christmas pieces, a few more modern ones, which is fun. Hopefully, something fun for everyone.
Okay. Now, do you guys all like put your signature on this? So this is the songs I want to make sure we do, and your sister says one, and your brother, or is there someone who like says, here's how we're going to arrange this, here's what we're going to do, and how does that all come together?
It's nice that we have a an odd number of people in the group because for most of the decisions in the group, how we're going to play a particular piece, that sort of thing, we just take a vote and majority always wins. The one exception to that rule is when it comes to which pieces we're going to play, like which ones we're going to get arranged for five pianos. And that has to be unanimous amongst the five of us because we don't want anyone getting stuck playing something they don't like.
Okay. Have you ever been on the losing end of that vote, and then at the end said, "Told you so," and hey, I was right. We were.
Oh, all the time, so often. It's funny because we start politicking with each other, and inevitably somebody is the swing vote, and people are trying to sway that vote. It's sort of like the Supreme Court or something.
Is it kind of like Survivor where you have alliances and we have a voting block over here? You guys are never going to win this thing.
Totally, and then the alliances will shift, and somebody else changes sides. It keeps it fun and interesting.
Absolutely. So what do you get out of like when you do a Christmas show and it's kind of a change, it's a seasonal kind of thing. What's the feel that you have when you walk into this? This is gonna be a Christmas show. Do you want to have the audience come away with like this Christmas spirit? Do you want them just have just experience of the holidays? What do you hope to translate to on the stage?
Yeah, that's a really great question. The five of us have talked about it, and we kind of want to recreate the feeling that we have every Christmas Eve. We get together and do like a gift exchange, and a really like a nice dinner, and sort of it's like a Christmas party.
Okay.
And so we kind of want it to feel a little bit like that, and a little bit like the vibe that you get when all the lights are off in the living room except for the Christmas tree, and it's sort of glowing and it's peaceful and it feels warm and homey. That's sort of what we're trying to kind of convey through music.
Okay. And that leads me to my next question basically is like you know this music very well. I'm sure you could probably do it with your eyes closed, not looking at the sheet music. So in many times where you've played a piece over and over again, what goes through your mind? Is there like a color or a feeling or a time period that when you play a piece, this is what you feel it through the music instead of like I'm just reading the notes and I'm hitting them.
That's a really fantastic question. And it's one that, my siblings and our colleagues talk about all the time, whether it be at Juilliard or afterward. Um, it's sort of a little bit of a lot of things. Sometimes it's an image that you have in your mind that you're trying to communicate through sound. Sometimes it's more of just a feeling. And sometimes you're not really thinking at all. You're just sort of going and kind of letting the music take you where it wants to go. Um, and sometimes it's a literal story to tell. There's one piece that we're going to play that is based off of a poem, and it kind of follows along the story.
Mhm.
So yeah, a little bit of a lot of different things depending on the piece of music, depending on the night, depending on how you're feeling. But fantastic question, yeah.
Thank you. And on that note, like when you get feedback from the audience that you do a performance like this, do they come up to you and they say, when you played that song, it reminded me of and everybody has that different experience of what that song means to me, what that melody meant to them, right?
Yeah, and each one of those different experiences is valid, is the thing to take away from the piece. And that's one of the things that's so great about art is it really is so subjective, right? Each person kind of experiences it through their own lens and through their own life experiences. But at the same time, there's this like community element to it when you're in a live concert, and everyone's kind of experiencing through their lens together, which is kind
Right.
of cool.
Right. They're all having an individual experience and as this community of people that are enjoying the show. Well, if
Exactly.
they enjoy the show, they can go out to Barclay. It's going to go December 1st. It is a Christmas with the Five Browns. I want to thank you so much, Gregory Brown, for taking the time to talk to us about this. And I look forward to having you guys out here in Irvine pretty soon.
No problem. We're really, really looking forward to it.
Thanks a lot. You're watching This Day. We'll be right back.
The Old Pros is bringing you a cornucopia of entertainment. Here to share more with us, we have Linda Lawson and Carol Glenn joining us on the show today.
Good morning.
Hello, ladies. Welcome to the show.
And it's a special day.
Yes, tell us why.
It's Carol's birthday.
Carol, happy birthday.
Thank
I
you.
have no idea.
Thank you.
Where's our cake? Our cake and
That's what
candles.
I was asking, and somebody tells me I'm not getting any.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'll be good.
no carbs for you today. Maybe tomorrow. But happy birthday.
Thank you.
That's fantastic. My goodness, you have a very unique mix of performers coming up at your next event, and the variety brings something so special to the audience.
Yes, well, let me tell you
Let's
why.
tell us who
over the
is gonna be
years,
there.
I have been collecting bits and pieces that were just entertaining and fun, and I've been saving them in my folder and saying, one of these days, got to use them. And this turned out to be the time that we're going to use them.
It all came together.
Yes.
So some of the performers are from Fats Domino. Give us a few of who's going to be.
Well,
Oh,
one of
okay.
the funniest is from an old Johnny Carson show when he had Jack Webb on his show, and they did a skit that was hilarious, and it's about being a cop. And so the dialogue goes back and forth, and it's called the
Clapper Caper.
Okay.
I've challenged her to
that's a
do it 3 times fast.
You think I can
Copper,
do it? What?
clapper, caper.
Well, that's already got some comedy value to it as
It
it is.
does,
So
yes.
And one of the pieces that I have been saving for a long time, it technically isn't a comedy bit. It comes from the classic TV series I, Claudius, from way back, I think it started in the 70s. And it's the Empress's advice to the gladiators.
Oh.
And basically, she's telling them, straighten up and fly right and give us a good show. Some of you are going to die, but those of you who make it, you're going to be very happy.
The pressure's on all the way around.
But so you could take it many different ways. I always just loved that and was so happy that I've tracked it down online and we have it to be done.
So how many different performers do you have coming that day?
Ooh,
I think there's 17.
I think there are, yes.
That's a lot. It's a lot to organize.
Yes, and get them mic'd, and we're figuring that one out right now, who gets the head mics and who gets the standing mics.
So it sounds like there's a lot of different types of skits, right? Or singers or
Well,
comedy.
we have 4 singers, 4 singers, actually 5, because we have a brother-sister combo that are going to be doing anything you can do, I can do better.
Oh my goodness.
And let
actually
me see,
sounds
what
really
else?
funny.
Well, the
My
comedy
husband and
skits.
I are doing a little skit. It's from Alice in Wonderland, but it's not very well known. But Alice is talking to the caterpillar and showing him how well she can show her
skills as
Skills,
a,
expertise as doing poems and things.
Okay.
So it's kind of funny, and my husband and I are doing that.
And is your husband going to play the caterpillar?
well, he's getting a little fuzzy along the chin now, but so who knows?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Well, this event is clearly designed to bring people together. How do you hope that it will bring the holiday spirit to the attendees and their families and guests?
Well, one of the things that we're doing is because a lot of people are leaving, but a lot of people have family coming in. And we said, let the old pros make a gift to the community, and anybody is welcome, no charge. So come to Clubhouse 7 on Wednesday the 27th. Doors open at 6:30, and the show will be up at 7, and you will have a fun time.
And how do people get their tickets? Do they need to have
You
them
don't
ahead
need a
of time?
ticket,
They
just show up at the door.
Okay, so no RSVP?
No, we're
You're just making it as easy as possible.
absolutely.
And bring the children too, the grandchildren.
There'll be
They
fun
can
stuff.
enjoy
They
it,
will
yeah.
pick up on a
I
lot
was
of
going to say,
it.
will they understand what's going on with most of these skits?
I think they'll have fun watching the adults be silly.
Very good point.
That's great. Oh, fun. Well, I hope people get out there because it sounds like it's going to be just a merry festive time.
It will
and
be.
Lots of belly laughs, it sounds
Yes.
like. So let's remind our viewers and members to renew their membership. That's coming up pretty quickly as we progress through the rest of the year. Things are going to
Right.
speed up. Dates are going to go, time's going to fly by fast. So they need to get their memberships before January 1.
Well, the reason why you want to do that is that, like everything else, prices have gone up. We've held ours steady for a long time, and we're a very good bargain. In fact, I think we're on best bargains in the village right now. Memberships are $20 for an individual, and
$30.
$30 for a couple. Will be going up in January, but if you sign up before the first of the year, you get the old rate.
That's fantastic. How long has the Old Pros been in
The Old
village?
Pros were founded by several people, including Sheila Bialka, who has just passed this last year, 2004. And there are a few of us, I think David Deering, John Edmondson, and myself are probably from about 2008. We've been here in the village and part of the Old Pros. But we're welcoming all new Old Pros, and if you haven't had a chance, a lot of people did a little bit of acting in high school or college and haven't followed up since then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, come on down
What a
and
great
get involved
opportunity.
all over again.
Right.
And if they don't want to act, there's so many other things to do with helping with the props or makeup or costumes. So we invite everybody to come and join us and have a great time.
It sounds like a great time.
And then we have some people, I see them every month at the meeting, and I say, if you want to get more involved, he said, oh no, we love coming here and just watching it all.
Sure.
So if you don't want to get involved that way, just have fun and be entertained.
Well, and I suppose that just their presence being there,
Oh.
the enthusiasm, it's
There's
infectious.
nothing like doing it in front of an audience. No matter how happy you are just running through it, you get up there on stage in front of an audience, and it's a delight.
And we have a show every single month of the year.
And is it a long form show or?
About an hour
Yeah.
and 15 minutes each show.
And each show is going to be different, or are you going to have like a combination like you are with the cornucopia?
Well, in September, we did a 2-act play that had been cut down to 1 act. In October, we had Dr. Julia Lupton, a professor from UCI, telling us all about Shakespeare's women. We also, from time to time, will work with the publishing club, and we'll bring some of their stories to life. It'll usually be short stories, 10 minutes or so, and we take their stories, and just enact them.
That's wonderful. Lots of great experience too, right?
Yeah,
I would say 1%
really
better every day, with every upload.
Yes, and I
1%
just
better.
really love us working with the other clubs.
Yes.
We've got our fingers out touching base with a few other clubs that we haven't been involved with yet. Well, actually, we have done with the African American Club the beginning of January, and we're talking to another one. I can't tell you yet because we haven't gone by the board. But we're
Secrets.
looking. We have our fingers crossed for a really exciting one. I'll tell you about, Linda.
Okay,
Great.
And you later
that
on next
note,
year.
I can't wait to hear it. But let's remind the folks again, Wednesday, November 27th, Clubhouse 7.
Yes.
Doors open at 5:30?
6:30.
6:30. Can't read the writing on the flyer there.
Yeah.
And members and their
Will be
guests
free.
are
Forget what the flyer says. Members are free, and just come on down and have a really fun time.
All right, ladies.
Bring your family.
Bring your family. Linda and Carol, as always, such a pleasure, and I wish you the best of luck with this event. I know it's going to be just absolutely amazing and highly entertaining
Yes.
and really launch people into the holiday spirit.
Oh,
Thank you, Bree.
Thank you. You're watching This Day on Village TV. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hi there, I'm Bob Eubanks. Remember me? I'm the king of whoopee. And you're watching Village Television. But everybody does.
All right, folks, here we are. It's Saturday. We're at the desk. It's time for movies. Let's do it. The Catcher was the Spy with Paul Rudd. It's brought to us by Pacific Financial Planners at 2 p.m. with the subtitles and 6 p.m. without the subtitles. This is a story I've never heard of before, and I did not know it was this true story. It's a stranger-than-fiction espionage thriller, brings to life the incredible true story of Moe Berg, the professional baseball player who became a World War II spy. The Jewish, Princeton-educated, multilingual catcher for the Boston Red Sox, the enigmatic Berg was enlisted by the U.S. government to go behind enemy lines and assassinate the Nazis' chief nuclear scientist before the Germans could develop the atomic bomb. Can you believe that? That's a true story. It should be a thriller to watch today, so make sure you see that. Let's check our weather forecast before we head out. And we got some nice temperatures in the 60s for the rest of the weekend and into next week. We have that chance of rain mostly on Monday, but don't be surprised if we get some sprinkles on today or even tomorrow. And then Thursday, we start to clear out a little bit. It can still be clouds and a little mix of that, but the rain's kind of leaving the forecast by then. Hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving, and you look forward to that. I'll be here a little bit next week, but looking forward to Thanksgiving. Hope you celebrate with your families. Monday on the show, if you're going to be around and in town, Harvard Eye Associates are going to be here, and we're going to get an update on what's going on at the Coach House, so stay tuned for that. That's going to do it for this edition of This Day. I'm Michael Taylor. For all of us here at Village Television, we hope you make this day a great one.